First Contact and Misconceptions. Captain Alina Reyes stood on the bridge of the ESV Pathfinder, Earth's first faster-than-light vessel. Through the main viewport, she watched as the massive alien station grew larger. Its spiral architecture gleamed against the backdrop of unfamiliar stars. "Nervous, Captain?" asked Dr. Malik, the expedition's chief scientist. "Terrified," she admitted with a smile, "but also exhilarated. We're making history today." The Pathfinder's discovery of the Arcturus signal just 3 years ago had changed everything. Humanity had learned they weren't alone, and the Galactic Coalition, a confederation of 17 spacefaring species, had extended an invitation. After centuries of wondering if anyone else was out there, humanity was about to join the interstellar community. "They're hailing us," Lieutenant Chen reported from communications. On screen, Reyes ordered, straightening her uniform. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a being with iridescent scales and 4 eyes arranged symmetrically around a central mouth. "Greetings, humans of Earth. I am High Counselor Zixtal of the Galactic Coalition. Welcome to Nexus Station." "Thank you, High Counselor. I am Captain Alina Reyes of the Earth space vessel Pathfinder. We come in peace and friendship." As the Pathfinder docked at Nexus Station, the human delegation prepared to disembark. Through the airlock windows, Reyes could see dozens of alien species gathering to witness humanity's arrival. "Look at them all," whispered Commander Jackson, her second in command. "So many different species." "And we're the newest kids on the block," Reyes replied. "Remember the mission. Diplomacy first." As they stepped through the airlock, they were greeted by Zixtal and representatives from several coalition species. Among them was Tekla, a tall insectoid being who appeared to be security chief. "Your vessel is interesting," Tekla chittered, mandibles clicking. "Such primitive propulsion systems. How did you achieve FTL travel with such rudimentary technology?" Reyes maintained her diplomatic smile. "Innovation often comes from necessity." "Indeed," Zixtal interjected smoothly. "The welcoming ceremony will begin shortly. Please, follow me." As they walked through the station's grand corridors, Reyes noticed the subtle glances and whispers from the alien delegates. Some seemed curious, others wary. "They're analyzing our every move," Dr. Malik whispered, "like we're specimens." "Then let's give them something worth studying," Reyes replied quietly. The ceremonial hall was enormous, with soaring crystal ceilings that captured and refracted starlight. Thousands of representatives from across the coalition had gathered to witness humanity's official introduction. As Zixtal led the human delegation to the central platform, Reyes noticed something off in the crowd. Subtle movements, positioning that seemed too deliberate. "Jackson," she murmured, "something's wrong." The commander nodded almost imperceptibly, his hand drifting toward his ceremonial sidearm, which, contrary to coalition protocols, was very much functional. Zixtal approached the central podium. "Esteemed representatives of the coalition, today marks a historic moment as we welcome." The explosion ripped through the hall before he could finish. Smoke billowed as armed figures stormed in from multiple entrances. "Protect the humans," shouted Zixtal as chaos erupted. "No, they are the targets," came another voice. Captain Reyes was already moving. "Security teams, defensive formation. Civilians, center." The human security personnel reacted with astonishing speed, forming a protective perimeter around their diplomats and nearby coalition representatives. The attackers, a splinter faction opposed to human inclusion, had expected easy targets. They were wrong. The human security team moved with practiced precision that shocked the watching aliens. They used the strange alien architecture as cover, improvised shields from decorative panels, and employed synchronized tactics that confused the attackers, who outnumbered them 3-1. Lieutenant Wong rolled across the floor, drawing fire while Sergeant Kim flanked the enemy. 2 others worked together to disarm a particularly large attacker, using their smaller size to outmaneuver him. What stunned the coalition representatives most wasn't just the humans' fighting ability, it was their adaptability. When confronted with unfamiliar weapons and terrain, they adjusted their tactics instantly. Within minutes, the human team had neutralized the attackers with minimal casualties. Dr. Malik, straightening his rumpled formal attire, approached the stunned coalition representatives. "We apologize for the disruption. I hope our security personnel handled it adequately." Tekla's compound eyes showed confusion. Those were security personnel, not specialized combat units. Standard protection detail. Rise replied with a casual shrug. Nothing special. Later, in a private chamber, the coalition leaders gathered in urgent discussion. "Did you see how they fought?" asked Grell, a floating jellyfish-like diplomat. "Such coordination, such adaptability." "They used our environmental features against the attackers," noted another. "Learning and adapting in real time." High Counselor Zixtel's scales rippled with concern. "Their ship technology seems primitive, yet their combat capabilities are concerning." "Perhaps their priorities differ from ours," suggested Counselor Vina, the eldest member. "We advanced our travel technology over millennia of peace. They clearly developed other skills first." "What kind of species focuses on combat before space travel?" someone asked. "A dangerous one," replied Tekla, "or one that has faced dangers we cannot imagine." Back on the Pathfinder, Captain Reyes debriefed her team. "They underestimate us," said Commander Jackson. "Did you see their faces when our security team took control?" Reyes nodded. "Perhaps that's for the best for now. Let them think we're just lucky primitives who stumbled into the stars. And when they discover we're not." Reyes looked out at the alien station. "By then, I hope we've proven we come as friends, not conquerors." 2 weeks after the attack, the coalition called an emergency council meeting. The video screen showed footage of the human security team in action. "Look at their movements," said Counselor Vina. "No wasted motion. Perfect coordination without obvious communication." "We must know what we're dealing with," Tekla insisted. "A test, perhaps. A series of challenges to measure their true capabilities." The council agreed unanimously. The next day, Captain Reyes received an official invitation. "The Coalition wishes to assess Earth's technological readiness through friendly competition." Commander Jackson frowned. "Friendly? This is about seeing how dangerous we are." "Perhaps," said Reyes. "But it's also an opportunity to show what humans can do." The challenges would be held on Nexus Station: weapons demonstration, computer programming, resource extraction, engineering innovation, and medical advancement. Chief Examiner Droll, a 6-limbed being with compound eyes, oversaw the tests. "This will expose their limitations," he told his aide quietly. "The resource extraction efficiency test will surely demonstrate their technological inadequacy." Dr. Chen led the human team for the resource extraction challenge. She studied the test parameters with interest. "They expect us to drill into the test asteroid and extract specific minerals," she told her team. "But look at this waste material they've accumulated from previous extractions." She pointed to massive piles of discarded material near the testing ground. "Why mine new material when there's plenty right here?" she said with a smile. When the test began, the alien observers watched in confusion as the human team largely ignored the asteroid. Instead, they built a rapid processing system that separated and refined the discarded materials from previous mining operations. "What are they doing?" Droll asked, puzzled. "That's not extraction, that's recycling." By the test's end, Dr. Chen's team had recovered 143% of the expected mineral yield without drilling a single new hole. "Remarkable," admitted Counselor Vina. "Your approach is unorthodox." Chen shrugged. "On Earth, we learned to be efficient with limited resources. The engineering challenge came next. Each species had to demonstrate their most advanced portable energy technology." Professor Liang unwrapped a device the size of a briefcase. "This is a portable fusion reactor," she explained. "It can power a small city for approximately 3 years without refueling." The alien engineers fell silent. One dropped a datapad. "Impossible," whispered one. "Fusion at that scale would require." Liang activated the device. A soft blue glow emanated from its core, and the energy meters in the room spiked dramatically. Droll approached carefully. "You've miniaturized fusion technology to this degree. You've had this technology for how long?" "About 20 years, Liang replied casually. "But widespread implementation was delayed due to market forces and political circumstances. You solved one of the fundamental energy problems in the galaxy and shelved it because of economics." Droll's compound eyes blinked in asynchronous disbelief. Liang looked uncomfortable. There were concerns about disrupting existing energy industries. Jobs would be lost. Power structures would change. The alien scientists whispered urgently among themselves. That evening, the coalition leadership held another emergency meeting. "They recycle waste we've been discarding for centuries," said Vina. "They've had fusion technology for decades but haven't fully implemented it." "Their weapons demonstration was equally disturbing," added Tekla. "They designed defense systems we never considered." High Counselor Zixtal looked troubled. "These humans, they think differently. They see solutions where we see only problems. Or perhaps they see problems differently," suggested Droll thoughtfully. As the tests continued, the aliens grew increasingly unsettled. The humans demonstrated technologies and approaches that were sometimes primitive, sometimes shockingly advanced, but always unpredictable. "They're inconsistent," complained one scientist. "Their medical technology lags centuries behind ours, yet their cybernetic interfaces are more advanced." "They don't follow the normal technological progression path," observed another. "It's as if they develop whatever technology solves their immediate problems, with no regard for the established order of scientific advancement." The final test involved problem-solving, a simulated crisis that required quick thinking and creative solutions. The simulation presented a scenario where a space station was facing imminent destruction from multiple system failures. Each species was evaluated on their approach to saving the station's inhabitants. Most coalition species focused on evacuating as many as possible, accepting some casualties as inevitable. The human team, led by Captain Rice herself, refused to accept any casualties. They repurposed the station's waste recycling system to temporarily contain a reactor breach, used maintenance robots to create an emergency shield against radiation, and developed a triage system that prioritized the most vulnerable species first. When the simulation ended, the humans had achieved what the test designers had considered impossible: 100% survival. "How?" demanded Droll. "The parameters made some casualties inevitable." Ray smiled. "We reject the no-win scenario." That night, strange energy readings were detected at the edge of Coalition space. Whatever the humans had revealed so far, the Coalition was about to discover it was merely the tip of the iceberg. The true test. The emergency alarms blared throughout Nexus Station. Red lights flashed in every corridor as alien diplomats and military officers rushed to the Central Command Center. Captain Rice and her team were awakened by the commotion. "What's happening?" she demanded of the Coalition officer outside their quarters. "The Scourge," he replied grimly. "They've breached the Helios barrier." In the command center, chaos reigned. The large viewing screen showed massive dark ships, angular and predatory, swarming through what had once been an impenetrable defense line. High Counselor Zixtal noticed the humans enter. "Captain Rice, I apologize for this disruption. You should prepare your ship for immediate departure." "Departure?" Rice asked. "Yes, non-military delegations are evacuating. The Scourge have never penetrated this deeply into Coalition space before. The situation could escalate rapidly." Rice exchanged glances with her team. "We're not leaving," she said firmly. A surprised murmur ran through the command center. "In fact," Rice continued, "we'd like to offer assistance." "That's appreciated," said Tekla, "but your single ship would be of little help against the Scourge. They've destroyed entire fleets." Commander Jackson stepped forward. We have more than one ship, Commander. Silence fell across the room. Explain, demanded Zixtal. We've maintained defensive capability since first contact, explained Rice. The Pathfinder didn't come alone. On her command, the tactical display updated, showing 5 human vessels that had remained cloaked at the edge of the system. Impossible, whispered Droll. Our sensors would have detected them. Your sensors detected what we wanted them to detect, Jackson replied simply. The revelation sent shockwaves through the coalition leadership. The humans had hidden an entire battle group, not out of aggression, but caution. Why reveal this now? Asked Counselor Vina. Because lives are at stake, Rise answered. And this threat appears to endanger us all. The tactical situation was grim. The Scourge, a hive mind species that consumed all biological matter in its path, had breached the Coalition's outermost defensive perimeter. 3 Coalition worlds were already under attack, with billions of lives at risk. Our forces are spread too thin, Tekla admitted. We can evacuate some, but not all. What if evacuation isn't necessary? Dr. Malik suggested. What if we stop the Scourge here? The Coalition military leaders scoffed. With 5 ships, the Scourge Armada numbers in the hundreds. Numbers aren't everything, Rice countered. We'd like to propose a joint operation. Over the next hours, human and coalition strategists developed a desperate plan. The humans revealed technologies that shocked their alien counterparts, advanced stealth systems, weapons that could disrupt the Scourge's hive mind communication, and shielding that could withstand their corrosive attacks. Why hide these capabilities? Zixtal asked privately. Wouldn't you? Rise replied. A new species arrives with technologies beyond your understanding. Would you welcome them without reservation? As the joint fleet prepared for departure, Dr. Malik approached Droll with an unusual request. We need access to your quantum communication network, he said. Impossible, Droll replied instantly. That technology is sacred to the Coalition. Even most member species don't have full access. Without it, our plan fails, Malik insisted. After tense negotiations, the Coalition reluctantly granted temporary access. The battle began at the edge of the Procyon system. The massive Scourge fleet moved like a dark cloud, consuming everything in its path. Coalition forces engaged bravely but were quickly overwhelmed. Then the human ships arrived. They moved in ways the Coalition had never seen, unpredictable patterns, impossible maneuvers that seemed to defy physics. Their weapons struck with surgical precision, targeting what appeared to be command nodes within the Scourge fleet. Most shocking of all was when the quantum communication network suddenly pulsed with a new signal, a human signal. It rippled through the Scourge fleet, disrupting their hive mind connection. For precious moments, the Scourge ships drifted in confusion. Now, ordered Captain Reyes. The combined human and coalition forces struck decisively. Within hours, the once unstoppable Scourge Armada was in retreat, leaving behind the wreckage of their destroyed ships. In the aftermath, as coalition worlds celebrated their unexpected salvation, the human delegation was summoned to a special council meeting. You turned our own quantum network into a weapon, said Zixtal, his tone a mixture of awe and accusation. We repurposed it, corrected Dr. Malik. Temporarily. The network is unarmed. In hours, you weaponized technology we've used peacefully for millennia. Counselor Vina noted. What does that say about your species? It says we adapt, Rise replied simply. We see possibilities where others see limitations. And that is what truly frightens us, admitted Zixtal. Your species' fastest ship appears antiquated by our standards. Your medical technology is centuries behind ours. Yet when threatened, you reveal capabilities that surpass our most advanced systems. We developed different priorities, explained Reyes. Earth's history is marked by conflict. We learn to innovate under pressure, to find unlikely solutions when conventional approaches fail. And the technologies you've shown us, the stealth systems, the quantum manipulation. These are your most advanced? Asked Tekla. Reyes and Jackson exchanged glances. No, Reyes admitted finally. They're not. The council chamber fell silent. Then what have we truly seen? Asked Counselor Vina quietly. You've seen humanity when we're trying, Reyes answered honestly, but not our best, not yet. We hope to integrate gradually, to learn from your wisdom and share our knowledge without causing fear. And if we had proven hostile? Tekla asked. Then you would have seen much more, Jackson said quietly. In the days that followed, the relationship between humanity and the coalition changed fundamentally. The initial perception of humans as primitive newcomers was gone, replaced by a complex mixture of respect, curiosity, and wary caution. They still don't trust us completely, observed Dr. Malik as they prepared to return to Earth with news of their first interstellar alliance. Trust takes time, Reyes replied, but they understand us better now. Do they? Asked Jackson. They've seen us solve problems, fight battles, and reveal some technologies. But they haven't seen our art, our compassion, our capacity for forgiveness. Reyes smiled. Then that's what we'll show them next. We've demonstrated that humanity can be dangerous when threatened. Now let's show them why we're worth knowing when we're at peace. As the Pathfinder prepared to depart, High Counselor Zixtal approached Captain Rice for a final word. I have one question before you leave, he said. Your species achieved faster than light travel just 3. We don't develop technology in a predictable sequence, she explained. We solve the problems in front of us with whatever means we have. Sometimes that leads to unusual advances in unexpected areas. And what problem were you solving with faster than light travel? Asked Zixtal. Reyes smiled. Loneliness. As the human ships departed, the coalition leaders watched with newfound perspective. They had welcomed what they thought was a young primitive species taking its first steps into the galactic community. Instead, they had encountered humanity. Adaptive, unpredictable, capable of both remarkable violence and surprising compassion. A species that hadn't followed the expected path of development, that saw possibilities where others saw only limitations. A species that, even now, hadn't shown its full capabilities, and perhaps never would, unless pushed to its limits. May we never see what humans are truly capable of when they're genuinely trying, whispered Counselor Vina as the ships disappeared into the darkness of space. And if we do, replied Zixtal, let us hope we're standing beside them, not against them.